Welcome to episode 2 of our Ready, Set, Go exam countdown series. My name is Krutika and I'm joined today by my colleague Lucy. It's great to have you with me today, Lucy.
Hi Krutika, great to be here.
Today's conversation is all about planning with a purpose. In the last video, we mentioned that a study plan is your roadmap to success. And in today's conversation, we'll delve a bit more into why it's important to set goals, including resources to support you along the way. But some of you may be thinking, is there any point making plans the week before results? So Lucy, what's your view on this?
Well, I can completely understand that thinking. Obviously, it's totally normal to be feeling stressed, anxious the week before results come out. So planning might be, the last thing on your mind. But it really doesn't have to be like that. It doesn't mean that you can't be positive and start thinking ahead. Thinking about what your next steps might be, for example, the next exam you might want to take. ACCA has a great resource to help with this, the ACCA Compass Planner, and this is a tool that can help you plan your broader ACCA journey, but also create study plans and that kind of thing for individual exams. So you could perhaps create a high-level study plan using Compass Planner for the next exam that you might want to take. And of course, you can also be thinking about what your strategy might be if the worst were to happen and you weren't to get the result that you were looking for.
So it's great that you mentioned that contingency planning, Lucy. I think that's really important because you never know what the score might be. And have you got any tips on building a good plan and setting a goal?
I think when you're setting a goal, one of the most important things is that it's not too vague. So saying I want to pass PM is obviously completely valid, but it is a really big goal and therefore might become overwhelming. So I think breaking that goal down into really clear, actionable tasks is crucial. So, what could I do each week to achieve that bigger goal? One thing that you could do, one approach you might want to take is to perhaps look at the syllabus for the exam that you're preparing for, identify what the learning outcomes are, and then carve out your time so that you're covering all of those learning outcomes, something each week, but also saving time for question practice, which is really important. And then I think the other thing to say about planning is that flexibility is crucial. So being able to adapt whatever plan you've come up with is really, really important because obviously, unexpected things can happen in life. So yeah, being flexible.
So it's great that you mentioned the syllabus. I know as a student, I would often do that, get the syllabus, see what learning outcomes there are and sort of work backwards. And actually that's one of the resources, but earlier you also mentioned the Compass Planner. Mm-hmm. Are there any other resources that students can benefit from at this stage that might help them?
There are lots. I think to pull out a few, one of the great resources that we have at ACCA is the Get Ready modules. Okay, so these are resources that can help you brush up on your underpinning knowledge. So they help you identify whether you've got any knowledge gaps, and then we make suggestions for resources that you can use to brush up on those knowledge gaps. The YouTube channel is another fantastic resource. So the Student Study Resources YouTube channel, there's a huge number of videos on there. To give some examples, we've got the Pathways videos. So these are videos that can help you map out your journey and work out which order you might want to take your exams in. We also have our relatively new vodcast series. I think it's called On Your Marks. And this is a series of videos which include conversations with experts that can help you navigate your way through the ACCA exams, including dealing with setbacks. So subscribe to that podcast series. What else do we have? We have the Study Hub, and that is, again, a relatively new resource, and that's fantastic for providing you with content. So perhaps when you're thinking about the next exam you might want to sit, you can go in and have a look at what topics that exam includes. And then another thing I'd recommend is bookmarking the ACCA resources kind of hub. And that's where you can go in and filter by the exam that you're preparing for and get access to great articles, examiners' reports, that kind of thing.
Thanks, Lucy. That's a lot of resources, useful resources that students can make use of. And you just mentioned the Resource Hub. That's on the global website, right? That's the page you're
Yes, sorry, in the student section of the global website.
Amazing. So that's definitely one to bookmark. And you also mentioned the YouTube channel. I'm a huge fan of YouTube videos. I go to YouTube all the time when I want to learn things. So it's great that we've got the Student Study Resources YouTube channel. Students obviously experience loads of different emotions through this journey. So how do students prepare for these emotions, would you say?
I think talking to other students is really, really important. So, you know, chatting to some peers, whether that's online or in a classroom, I think will help you realise that you're not alone and the emotions that you're feeling are completely normal. Being ready to reflect and, you know, when you get your exam results, reflect on what that is, whether it's a pass or fail, and work out what your next steps might be. And of course, having that high level plan that we talked about at the beginning of our conversation will really help you in doing that. And finally, if you have failed, and you know, fingers crossed you haven't, but if that does happen, then reflecting on what you had set out as your plan and thinking about what your strategy is going to be. Are you going to retake in the next sitting or perhaps defer? So yeah, just being prepared to have that thought process.
Thank you, Lucy, that's great. And just speaking to other people, even when I was going through the experience, really just helped, because often everyone's going through the same emotions and just talking about it. It's like a problem shared is a problem halved sort of thing. So, you know, great that we sort of touched on that. Thank you so much, Lucy. It's been great having you on this conversation. Join us for our next video where we'll be sharing advice on making decisions based on your results. Thanks all for watching and good luck for your results.